Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Roxas, and today I'll be sharing my Gaming25 team selection. Double Gaming25 is finally here, and in this video I'll be showing you guys which doubler I'm looking to bring in for this week, as well as how I'll be planning to go through Double Gaming25 as well as Blank Gaming26. As usual, feel free to like and subscribe if you found the video enjoyable. Alright, let's start the team selection video. Let's quickly review my performance for Game 24. I ended the game week with 73 points, just enough for me to get a small green arrow to 1.4 million. It's not that big of a green arrow, mainly due to Saka's 15-pointer as well as Gabriel's 12-pointer, both popular picks that I don't currently own. I'm still satisfied with how my team performed in general. Getting the captaincy right was also a big part of it, as Haaland scored a brace late in the game. My recent transfer in Jota also returned, so that's a plus as well. I was surprised that Saliba was able to score a goal in their win against West Ham. I was excited at first, but seeing that Gabriel scored as well just made Saliba's points less appealing. It would have been nice to see him outscore Gabriel, but it is what it is. Okay, now that Game 24 is out of the way, let's move over to the next section where we'll look at the players that I'm considering to bring in for this week. There are certain criteria that I've kept in mind while choosing which players to consider for this week. First is that are they good enough to outscore other popular single gaming players or even doublers? Will they be blanking in 26 and 29 is the second. Basically, how many fixtures are they going to have between now until game 29? I have done this so that I could at least try to keep potential problems to my team at a minimal for the future. So let's move over to the players. The first is Darwin. Other than Jota, the only attackers worth considering are him and Salah when he's fit. I feel like those are the players that are the favorites to start the games for Liverpool in the double. He blanks in 26, but that won't be a problem as long as he's able to return, as I hope he would for the double this week. One thing to note about this move is that I will be forced to transfer out either Solanke or Watkins. If I bring out Solanke, I wouldn't have to play him against Newcastle and Man City, but that would mean having the need to bring him back in before Game 28, as he's going to have a really good double in that week against Sheffield and Luton both at home. If I bring out Watkins, I would be having one less player that is playing for Blank Gaming 26, and I would be missing out on his games against Fulham, Forest, and Luton. Darwin is currently my favorite player to bring in, but the problem still lies in which forward to sacrifice, Solanke or Watkins. The next player that I have considered is Alfie Doughty. I have been impressed by how he's been playing in recent games. The United and Liverpool fixtures for the double might look difficult on paper, but Luton have shown that they aren't afraid to play their own game even when they're up against the big teams. And of course, Doughty plays a big part in their attack. He's on set pieces as a defender, and he already has 1 goal and 4 assists in the last 6 games, which just shows how good Luton and Doughty have been in recent games. I think he could be a massive differential for this week. He also has a double for Game 28 against Palace and Bournemouth, so bring him in this week would save me a transfer for the future. He's currently my second favorite player to bring in for this week. And lastly, I've chosen to add Ross Barkley. His stats might not look that great, but he has the ability to overperform that. Luton's attack usually starts with him, and he shares the set piece duties with Doughty. He currently has 2 goals and 2 assists in the last 5 games, which is quite good for a 5 million midfielder. Currently, he isn't my priority transfer, but Barkley is in my mind if I do want to be risky. Now looking at my team for Game 25, I currently have 4 doublers playing, and I'll probably have an additional doubler in one of the transfer targets from the previous section. Once I make my transfer in the coming days, of course. The current team looks pretty good on paper. Starting in goal, I have Leno against Villa at home. Fulham have been quite bad defensively, but I think Leno is going to be facing quite a few attempts at goal, and he should be able to grab a few save points in the game, but I'm not sure about a clean sheet. For my defense, I start with Porro against Wolves at home. Wolves are going to be a little bit weaker with Cunha out injured, and Hichan just recently returning from the Asian Cup. I think Spurs could get a clean sheet from this game. An attacking return from Porro would be nice too. Saliba has Burnley away. After winning convincingly against West Ham and being involved in the score sheet, Arsenal and Saliba should be having peak confidence, and I think they should win again. And a repeat clean sheet would be ideal. Estupiñán has Sheffield away. Brighton really have been conceding goals for free. I think Sheffield could easily score against them. If I do bring in Doughty, I'd bench Estupiñán for sure. For my midfield, I have Foden and De Bruyne, who has 2 home games in Chelsea and Brentford. These games could garner quite a few goals in them, but the problem lies in the Pep Roulette. I just hope that they start both the games, as I'm quite confident that they'll return when they start. Jota has Brentford away and Luton at home. He's only blanked once in the last 6 games. Brentford and Luton should be games where he can return in, as per usual. Salah already returning from injury could hinder his minutes, but that shouldn't be a problem, as he's proven to be able to return even as a substitute. I think he's able to get a lot of points this week, so I currently have him as my vice captain. Gordon has Bournemouth at home. I'm starting him over Palmer simply due to the difference in the fixture difficulty. Gordon's known to return at home as well, so it's a no-brainer to start him over Palmer. Now, moving over to my forwards, I have Haaland with Chelsea and Brentford, of course. He's currently my favorite captaincy option, and I think I might even use my triple captain on him this week. Both the fixtures being ones that he have returned in, and both being home games this time around, I can see a huge point haul coming from him. And at this point in time, my two options to use my triple captain are in this week on Haaland or for game 28 on Solanke for his Sheffield and Luton double. Fixtures wise, I do think Solanke has the advantage, but Bournemouth haven't been doing that well recently, and so has Solanke. So yeah, I'm currently 50 to 70% sure that I'll be using my triple captain this week on Haaland. Moving over to my other forward, I have Watkins against Fulham away. Fulham are known to be quite weak defensively, so he should be able to grab a return against them. And of course, Watkins could be out of my team, as he's one of the candidates to make way for Darwin. Solanke has Newcastle away. I think he should be able to return, as Newcastle have been leaking goals for free in recent weeks. Solanke is also another candidate to be removed for Darwin, and that's if I do bring Darwin in. My favorite captaincy options for this week are Haaland, Jota, and De Bruyne in that particular order. The current plan is to bring in another doubler from my transfer targets. One out of Darwin and Doughty will be brought into my team this week. I could also bank the transfer, but if everything goes as planned, I should be able to field 10 to 11 players for next week. That's 10 if I bring in Darwin and 11 if I bring in Doughty. That's why I'd rather use my transfer instead of rolling for the next. And that wraps up this week's team selection video. Good luck to everyone for Game 25. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to be updated on my latest uploads. I'll be uploading every week, so stay tuned. Leave a comment if you'd like, and thanks for watching the video.